quiz is on the Fourth of July, Tuesday, and the final is the last class. Yes, ma'am.
Just in terms of the material that you will be testing, is it just what you teach, or are you responsible for them?
Okay. That introduces the whole issue of the reading. And I know I sent a tremendous amount of emails to everyone with all these different things, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody just walked out and said, goodbye. Okay. In the past, I've asked students to do a lot of the reading. I decided not to this year. I've sent you all this. There are a few things to read, so read the syllabus. And in the syllabus, there are a few articles you should read. Please read them. Okay, you're supposed to read the book, T.R. Reid's book. Okay? The rest is for your advanced education. If you find this interesting, if you do the reading, you're going to learn more. Okay? I'm a strong believer in what's called adult learning, which is the most important person to you in learning is you. You decide how much you want to learn. Yeah, I know it's a question how much time you have as well, right? But it doesn't matter to me how much you learn nearly as much as it matters to you. The more you read, the more you're going to learn. Now, to answer your question, I don't think there are any questions on the exam or the quiz based on. Maya missed her connection.
Yes, sorry.
That's okay. We're still doing introduction to the course.
Oh, okay.
We're almost done. So, as far as the exam and the quiz go, it's pretty much on what we talk about in class. Okay? So, it's not based on the reading. And
No, what I meant to ask was, it's what you teach. We're not responsible for each other's presentations for the quiz or the exam.
There will be no questions specific to a country. So I'm not going to ask about the Nigerian healthcare system.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay? There are some principles that I expect you to learn from each other as we do all these presentations. And part of my job is to make sure that we extract the principles from all of these presentations to make sure that by the time we're done, you've learned what you're supposed to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess what I'm trying to say is you're going to learn from each other, but my job is to make sure that you all learn it. So by paying attention to what I talk about and we talk about as a group, I think you should be prepared. That's a fair question. Not troubled by you asking. That's fine. Okay? Lynn, can you make sure that the screen on the camera is not being interfered by mine?
I'm sorry. Yes, I thought about that.
That's okay.
Later. I can move. Let me move back.
No, wait.
Anyways, I have not.
Mayan, wait first. Sit down and I can see.
No, but anyways, I don't have a good angle on
Oh, okay.
the screen. I think that was.
Okay, this one. Okay.
Yeah, at the moment everything is perfect.
All right. Other questions? Any questions from people? I'm happy to answer them. We can get going. Mayan, why don't you, who came in? Mayan and Diego, before we start, please introduce yourselves, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry for being late. My name is Diego. I come from Colombia as a background. I'm a medical doctor, and I'm doing a master's degree in international, by the international school, the global health program.
I don't know what to share, but I haven't already shared.
Well, do you know everybody?
We met a little bit at the dinner. My name is Mayan. I am both from Israel and from the United States. I am also in the master's program, as you know. My background in public health comes from my work in the Peace Corps in Albania, where I was a health educator and community development volunteer. I'm very interested in women's reproductive health, and I hope to continue to work with that once I'm done with the program. Nice to meet you all. I know we've met many times before. Most of us.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Yeah.
Couple of people. Okay.
Professor,
Yes.
what about students students who wish to present their seminar papers.
Okay, thank you. And it says this in the syllabus, for the international MPH students who have to do the seminarian paper, you have the option of doing a second presenting it as well, if you want to. If you do, you get 4 additional points on your final grade. Okay, it's up to you, all right? Second presentation.
Or when are we to inform you about that, or we'll do that in class?
You have to do the paper. Okay?
To present it is optional, I'm asking. Yeah.
Presenting is up when? By next week, by Sunday, okay, if you want to do it. Right now, I have time for 1 or 2 people if they want to. Okay? Okay, if you want to, then we'll do it. Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay, understand everybody? Okay? I'm happy to have more people present. We have enough time to do it. Okay? But nobody has to. Okay? For the second one. Right? I've never taught a class this complicated. It's like 3-dimensional chess, okay? Because there are people that are going to be on the internet assuming that the video works. People here, there, coming, going, different classes. We'll all survive, okay?
For sure.
All right. Let's get started. And what we're going to do, first of all, is watch about a 3-minute video. And let's hope it works.
Visualization is right at the heart of my own work too. I teach global health. And I know having the data is not enough. I have to show it in ways people both enjoy and understand. Now, I'm going to try something I've never done before. Animating the data in real space, with a bit of technical assistance from the crew. So, here we go. First, an axis for health. Life expectancy, from 25 years to 75 years. And down here, an axis for wealth, income per person, $400,000, $4,000, and $40,000. So down here is poor and sick, and up here is rich and healthy. Now, I'm going to show you the...
Hold on just a second, okay? So, someone tell me about, we're going to do some data analysis, especially here, okay? So we have an x-axis and a y-axis, huh? Okay, and what's the difference between those 2 axes?
In terms of the
What
units
is
themselves?
Hmm?
You mean in terms of the units themselves?
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Well, one is time, second is money.
Time and money, that's correct.
One is dependent, the other one is independent.
Yes, okay. What about the scale?
One is linear, and the other one is,
Didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, there it is, right? One is linear and the other is
maybe a log.
log. It's a log scale. Okay? So, not sure why that's happening, but okay. So look at that, and we're going to see when he continues what this means. But it starts here at 400 and it climbs to 4,000 to 40,000. It's not linear. So I want you to look at that and then tell me what that means as we proceed, okay?
Visualization is right at the heart of my own work too. I teach global health. And I know having the data is not enough. I have to show it in ways people both enjoy and understand. Now, I'm going to try something I've never done before. Animating the data in real space, with a bit of technical assistance from the crew. So, here we go. First, an axis for health. Life expectancy, from 25 years to 75 years. And down here, an axis for wealth, income per person, $400,000, $4,000, and $40,000. So down here is poor and sick, and up here is rich and healthy. Now, I'm going to show you the world 200 years ago, in 1810. Here come all the countries. Europe brown, Asia red, Middle East green, Africa south of Sahara blue, and the Americas yellow. And the size of the country bubbles show the size of the population. And in 1810, it was pretty crowded down there, wasn't it? All countries were sick and poor. Life expectancy were below 40 in all countries. And only the UK and the Netherlands were slightly better off, but not much. And now, why start the world? The Industrial Revolution makes countries in Europe and elsewhere move away from the rest. But the colonized countries in Asia and Africa, they are stuck down there. And eventually, the Western countries get healthier and healthier. And now, we slow down to show the impact of the First World War and the Spanish flu epidemic. What a catastrophe! And now I speed up through the 1920s and the 1930s. And in spite of the Great Depression, Western countries forge on towards greater wealth and health. Japan and some others try to follow, but most countries stay down here. Now, after the tragedies of the Second World War, we stop a bit to look at the world in 1948. 1948 was a great year. The war was over, Sweden topped the medal table at the Winter Olympics, and I was born. But the differences between the countries of the world was wider than ever. United States was in the front, Japan was catching up, Brazil was way behind, Iran was getting a little richer from oil, but still had short lives. And the Asian giants, China, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Indonesia, they were still poor and sick down here. But look what is about to happen. Here we go again. In my lifetime, former colonies gained independence, and then finally they started to get healthier and healthier and healthier. And in the 1970s, then countries in Asia and Latin America started to catch up with the Western countries. They became the emerging economies. Some in Africa follows. Some Africans were stuck in civil war and others hit by HIV. And now we can see the world today in the most up-to-date statistics. Most people today live in the middle. But there are huge differences at the same time between the best of countries and the worst of countries. And there are also huge inequalities within countries. These bubbles show country averages, but I can split them. Take China, I can split it into provinces. There goes Shanghai. It has the same wealth and health as Italy today. And there is the poor inland province Guizhou. It is like Pakistan. And if I split it further, the rural parts are like Ghana in Africa. And yet, despite the enormous disparities today, we have seen 200 years of remarkable progress. That huge historical gap between the West and the rest is now closing. We have become an entirely new converging world. And I see a clear trend into the future. With aid, trade, green technology and peace, it's fully possible that everyone can make it to the healthy, wealthy corner. Well, what you just see in the last few minutes is a story of 200 countries shown over 200 years and beyond. It involves plotting of 120,000 numbers. Pretty neat, huh?
Okay, now, what I want to do is just go back a little
That
bit.
huge historical gap, green technology and peace, it's fully possible that
Okay. So, what do you see here? What conclusions do you want? I mean, he's said some things, but what do you see that's worthwhile talking about?
Wait, blue is the Middle East? Like, what is blue?
Blue is Africa.
Oh, okay.
I
This
think-
is the green. Oh, okay.
I think it's based on, yeah.
Population.
So, I mean, we can certainly observe that over time, as he shows you with the arrow.
Is a lot of this being affected by infant mortality rates, or those bring down? Do those often bring down the average age?
So he's just giving you, what has he chosen as his measure against life expectancy? Wealth. Okay?
We can see that there are some countries who are getting wealthier, but not getting,
They're not getting healthier, are they?
healthier.
Okay? So let's talk about wealth and let's talk about how much wealth. So let's go back to what we discussed with this being a log scale. And how much wealth do you need for good health?
Oh, depends where you are. Depends where you are.
Depends where you are. So do you
How
need
wealth is distributed also.
how it's distributed? Yes. Okay. So one of the things that impresses me is when you go from $400 per year to $4,000 per year, there's a pretty significant increase in life expectancy. But when you go from 4,000 to 40,000, it doesn't necessarily change. So wealth has its limits of benefit. And when you look at many high-income countries, and we don't know what these countries are right here. Yes, sir.
The life expectancy and income are mean per country.
Yes.
And that's need to be further investigated because life expectancy, there are two populations. One is elderly patient, how much they live, and number two is infants, if they die or not.
Okay.
So it's, you can see from here that it's costs not that much money to prevent mortality of infants, and then you get increase in with little money, you get increased from 25 to 50 because that means a lot of population of very young, which reduce the mean of lifespan, and then you solve that, and they will live to 40, 50, and then you achieve that. Now with money, it depends on where the money is.
So life expectancy, the calculation of life expectancy, which we do so much in public health, is quite heavily influenced by infant mortality, right? That's something to remember, okay? We in public health simplify it, we just talk about life expectancy, but you're right. If you can get an infant to live beyond 5, then your numbers are much, much better. Whether they live to 80 or live to 60 is less of an impact on life expectancy, okay? Also, this oversimplifies the differences between populations. And we're going to talk about that throughout the course. Has anyone heard of what's called the Gini coefficient?
Yes.
Has anyone talked about that? Could someone explain it to me in simple terms?
It's a measure of income equality on a scale between 0 and 1. 0 means like the utopia, the most equal society. Like for example, Sweden is at 0.25. And then you look at South Africa, where I'm from, which is the most unequal society, it's over 65 or 65. So basically from 0 to 1, 0 to 100%. So it works like, yeah.
Who's presenting the Swedish healthcare system? Ariel. Why am I asking Ariel to do this? Because I think Sweden is almost an ideal society, and we're going to learn about that. Is it one that we could use in other countries? Maybe, maybe not, but it's one of the purest.
Like it's changing right about now.
Well, and we'll hear, it'll be interesting to hear about that, okay? So, there are those countries where disparities are great, and those countries where disparities are less, and where you have greater disparities, you have more problems with health and survival and so forth, right?
Disparity in terms of income or disparities in terms of what?
Okay, so disparities of any sort, okay? Which then introduces just sort of one more point. I find it fascinating that the measure here is income, is national income. And the point that he's really making with this, the number one point, is how powerful, in effect, national income or individual income has on health. And when you talk about politics, and we're going to talk about politics throughout this course, what do politicians do with allocation of resources? In a democracy, And we're gonna talk about some countries that are democracies and some countries that are not democracies. Okay, we're gonna hear about Saudi Arabia, which is not a democracy, okay? So it's a monarchy. A monarchy, the king decides how resources are allocated. In a democracy, elected officials do it. But let's say that you're an elected official in the government of your country, and you have to decide, are you gonna pay to promote highways, factories, schools, prisons, the port system, the healthcare system? Where do you put your money? And this would argue, if you've got money to put into your country, don't necessarily put it in healthcare. Try to put it in economic development, because if you can get your country wealthier, people will be healthier.
No, it's not necessarily a causal relationship. I mean, it's a plot of a lot of cross-sectional data, and it turns out it may be possible that countries that are particularly efficient in terms of economy are particularly efficient in terms of healthcare as well.
And just to sort of many things I'm saying are, I'm trying to be a little provocative, and so I'm happy to have people argue with me. Just a second, okay? And I think one of your points is supported by the fact that here you have whatever this country has an income like this, and the one here has much more income and not much more longevity. So it's not perfect. And when you get to being a high income country, how you allocate your resources for healthcare, again, becomes largely a political thing. I mean, as an American, or a U.S. citizen, because we have Canadians, so I really should talk about being a U.S. citizen. We're in the midst of this whole healthcare debate all over again. How do we allocate resources? Who gets it, who doesn't? Lynn?
I just wanted to add to this, you cannot have a successful economy without a healthy population. Like, if you have an unhealthy population, sick population, who has to spend all their money on healthcare out of pocket, or is not able to go to work, you don't have a functional economy. So I've just added to you.
What country has the greatest longevity of any in the world? Japan. Why are we talking about Japan? Well, we're going to learn what they do that's so successful. Okay? Should every country be like Japan? Every country can't be like Japan. It's pretty unique, but there are things to learn.